Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hollow Point Defense, or good evening, good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. But let's talk about instructors and what you should look for when finding an instructor to teach you use of force, the law, whatever the case may be. I have 8 subjects that I look for when I pick instructors to do my own training. Number one is if I go to the class and there is absolutely no inert gun, could be a problem. Not a perfect problem, but could be a problem. If their resume, their background's unclear, probably not going to use them. Not going to look real good if I use the use of force, deadly force, and I have to rely on my instructor for what he taught me, and the guy works at a gas station and does this on the weekends. Doesn't show he has any in-depth knowledge on what he's teaching, whether it be the court, the law. Shooting's one thing that's pretty simple, but when you're going for concealed weapon classes, you're looking for law and in-depth knowledge. Your instructor should have first-hand knowledge, not just what they heard, but first-hand knowledge of how things actually work, to include courts and things like that, reports, report writing, how they're written. That way you can stay away from the pitfalls. So look at their resume. It should be nice and clear. If not, stay away. Medical plans. If you go to their class and there's no medical plan or a range plan, stay the hell away from them. Objective standards is important. You need a class that you can take that you can see your progress or deficiencies. If your instructor can't point out progress that you've made or deficiencies, stay away from them. That to me is a deal breaker right there. And secondly, if your instructor cannot demonstrate the drills, stay away. Not everybody learns by listening, and there are quite a few instructors out there that cannot articulate in English to people on how to do something. They confuse it, they mess it up, they don't explain it in depth or fully. Answering questions. This is a big one I got that I get asked about, that instructors will not answer questions. That to me is freaking garbage. They should be answering questions. That's what you're paying them for. If they can't answer your questions, maybe you need to steer clear from them or even walk away from the class, because it's not doing you any good for the amount of money you're paying. Make sure your instructor can articulate in plain English what they're doing. Not using college or big words or $1,000,000 words. Most people don't understand that. Plain English is the easiest way to do it. Hate to use this term, but dumb it down to the easiest way. I like it that way. Much simpler than trying to get college words in there and be impressive. So the lengthy war stories, stay away from them. Mean nothing. And no big words. You need to be able to digest what they're telling you simply and easily. If you don't understand a word in it, you've lost it. You're not going to digest anything or retain what they told you, which will lead me right into my number 8 spot. Instructors should not be above the students. They're students too. They're just too high of a horse to actually admit it. But they are students too. If they're not, stay away from them. Instructors should be learning on a periodic basis too. I do it 2-3 times a year, sometimes once a year, just depending on what's going on and how busy I am. But I do it too. I at least do 1 to 3 classes per year to keep my own training up. I'm always a student and sometimes an instructor or teacher. So if you have an instructor, which are many of them here in the Phoenix area that are on soapboxes, stay away from them. There are plenty out there that are not. So if you have any questions related to these, let me go over them real quick again. Number 1, no inert gun, which is just this plastic gun which is harmless that they can do drills with or even show you ways in different positions so you can see it without always having to keep the muzzle the other way where people get blocked and can't see. Number 2 is an unclear resume. 3 is a medical plan. 4 are objective standards. Every class should have that. If it don't, it's garbage. 5 demoing drills, which I'm going to do here throughout today and post them on the website as well. Answer questions, articulate in plain, easy English, and your instructors should not be on a soapbox. If you have any questions, shoot me an email at info@azccwclasses, and I'll help you out with it. 623-694-0377. Text me any questions as well. Look forward to seeing you at a class. Take care and have a good one. Hollow Point Defense. Hit 'em hard, hit 'em fast.